Hey, what's going on, everybody? This is Tyrone back with Tech Life. Great article here from the Motley Fool. I'll leave a link to it in the description so you guys can check it out. So just a quick disclaimer, I'm no financial expert. I'm not giving any financial advice. Just giving you guys commentary and giving you guys my opinion on the situation. So is T-Mobile still the best telecom stock to own? Speaking specifically on telecom, and this article just released early this morning. So some of the key points: revenue growth indicates T-Mobile is maturing, though it reported significant profit growth. So we got to look at that, right? Because the whole problem was during LTE, T-Mobile was able to grow its revenue, but it couldn't make profits. It couldn't make a decent amount of net income, and they really didn't have a lot of free cash flow. That has changed. Now they're guiding a $17 billion free cash flow, and they actually make net income, positive net income. I think last quarter was like almost $4 billion. So there, you can't have it both ways in some cases, right? Would it be okay, or would it be better if T-Mobile got all three of them? Yes. If they grew revenue, if they grew profits and had positive net income, that would be, of course, ideal. But like I said, you can't have it both ways. You still want T-Mobile to be cheaper and compete on value. Well, that's what you're going to get as the company matures. And with that, as I've said in the previous video, there's also going to be price increases that will come with this maturing. T-Mobile introduced a dividend last year, but it yields far less than its peers. So that's another thing. T-Mobile did say that the dividend would increase on an annual basis. So you gotta keep that in mind. So I'll just read off here briefly. T-Mobile has long outperformed its peers, but one competitor has bounced back this year. T-Mobile showed it was on path to continued growth after releasing its earnings on July 31st for the second quarter of 2024. Although it might be hard to call it a growth company after seeing those results, its growing net account and net customer additions point to continued expansion. So as I've said in a previous video, no matter how the industry is trending, if it's trending up, if it's flat, trending down, T-Mobile will remain the growth leader. That can't be disputed, because it's been like that for several quarters now. They maintain to be the growing the growing industry leaders as it comes to net positive gains on the postpaid side. They grow the most. And like I said, no matter how it's trending up, trending down on volume, flat, T-Mobile comes out ahead. However, after years of outperforming rivals AT&T and Verizon, it no longer delivers the highest return in the industry. Does that mean it's time for investors to turn on T-Mobile stock? And then there's some other stuff listed in here that I'll let you guys check out in the comments. In the description is where I'll leave a link to this article. So it's interesting now, right? We are now witnessing a mature T-Mobile. A lot of you have said the Un-carrier's done. They're now the carrier, and they are moving in such a way, right? But now they have actual funds to move freely and be more flexible. That's how you're able to see those fiber plays, right? And those fiber plays with the open access model, they haven't even hit the balance sheet. So that's going to be more profits, more free cash flow, and likely a slight increase on revenue at some point whenever they decide to release those numbers. So they're going to be an overall strong, mature competitor. That's why they initially wanted the Sprint merger. They didn't want the Sprint merger to remain where they were at, right? A low, scrappy competitor is what they called themselves in the past. Now they're a mature company that are going after each and every segment that they can get their hands on. Enterprise, government, business, small business, rural, small market, rural areas, whatever they can get their hands on now, they're going to try to compete for that. And they have done so up until this point quite successfully. Like I just said, no matter how the industry is trending, they come out ahead on growth. Now, they have some other parts of the business to work on, right? Once they get that revenue growth back trending upwards, then they'll have revenue growth, EBITDA growth, free cash flow growth, and positive net income. That is, the best possible balance sheet that you can have, right? And Verizon presents that type of balance sheet today, but they're doing it purely on price increases. So we have to take that into consideration. Verizon hasn't been growing organically much when it comes to consumer. So they've been little by little increasing the price to maintain that balance sheet that investors come to love. So in order for Verizon to keep increasing, they have to raise price, and in that same segment as they raise price, that leaves room for T-Mobile to take share from Verizon. And that's exactly how it's been playing out. The way that T-Mobile stated we would be the growing leader no matter how the industry is trending, that's exactly how it's been happening. They outgrew Verizon and AT&T combined in the second quarter. I just got to point that out. It's factual, it's in the numbers, and the market should take note of that. So let me know your thoughts in the comments. Just want to hear from you guys how you feel about the overall success of T-Mobile's. There's always work to do, but they are competing fiercely. They're growing the network. They're expanding. Fiber is now a big part of the company, and they're doing it smartly, right? They're not going crazy and spending 20-30 billion on one company. They're doing it very smartly, strategically, in hopes of bringing more success to the company. So let me know your thoughts in the comments. Like, share, subscribe if you're new. Follow my social media outlets. This is Tyrone with Tech Live. See y'all in the next one. Peace.